Good evening, people. Welcome into the stream. I hope everybody's okay today. Sorry there's no picture at the moment. I will get that up in a second. Okay, where is it? There we go. Everything should be up and running nicely. Splish, splash, splash. Okay, good. So, get this thing rolling. I'm just gonna... just need to finish a couple of little bits, and then we can get underway. So, yesterday I streamed doing one about Street Films. Kind of trying to get used to a few bits and bobs, but to be honest I was a bit tired yesterday. I'm a little bit better today. Still, it's been a long week, and it's going to continue to be a long week next week as well, so you just have to bear with me a little bit on those things. Let's see, let's just pop that down just a tad and see if we can get better levels. Get a bit more of the Christmas tree in there, shall we not? No, over there, no, not there. At best. Okay. That looks a little bit more Christmassy. Do you like the lights on my chair as well? So I'd light my chair up a little bit actually. I'm gonna go there to get it. Okay. So the ship's all Christmassy, everything is Christmassy. Now. Hey Brian, how's it going? Need to check my restream because it doesn't look like it's working properly. Am I quieter? Do you know, it's funny you should say that because I was wondering that myself. Let me just have a look at my recording devices. And I may have turned something down. See if I can make it a little bit louder. Does that help? Oh no. Shouldn't really change these because it took me long enough to get them right. It's okay? Maybe it was just because I moved back from the chair a little bit. I'm not too sure. But I was thinking that a minute ago when it... Ah! Okay. Right, okay, so how are you doing, Soundo? And welcome in as usual, Brian. So, tonight I've got to do some engineering. I have a list, as usual. So I think some of this is going into place and dropping into high-grade emissions. So what we're going to do is I'm going to have a look here to see what we can find. What are you doing in the Colgate Nebula? I can't see you. Or is that him? Is that Brian there, or is that somebody else? Won't tell me who it is. Well, I don't know, that's not where the Colgate is anyway. The Colgate's over there somewhere, I think, if I remember rightly. Well. Hey Kathina, how's it going? Welcome in. So I did a big upsie earlier. I bought myself a Mamba. And I bought myself a Crate Phantom, and as usual the first thing I ever go at is the FSD. So there I am, getting the FSD up to level 5, and then I was like, oh, this jump range doesn't seem so good, why doesn't it? I hadn't bought a new FSD, I had the standard one, so I wasted a ton of engineering on that. So I wasn't too happy about that. Wasn't happy at all. But that was my mistake, and you learn from your mistakes, and I won't be doing that again. So. Right, let's try and get going then. So I'm looking for kind of, what is it? Core dynamic composites, proto heat radiators, proto light alloys, proto radiolic alloys, salvaged alloys. So I think you can find these all in high-grade emissions. We just need to work out some bits and bobs on the map. One of those things will be population size, I think. So I'm just gonna play around with the population sliders a little bit here and there. Oh, we got one here. What's this one? This one is BZ Corby, 11 billion. Yeah, it's horrible. It's oh no, that's good, Brian. That's kind of one I want to get into, but I need this crate done up because I want to maybe take this crate out on the next thing I do into the Formadine Rift. So it would be nice to have an engineered one up, or one engineered up, shall we say? So do you know what? These lights just. There you go, that's more Christmassy, isn't it? Maybe one down there a little bit like that. They're just not doing justice behind me. The only problem with this is if I stand up I might actually garrot myself. That's maybe not the greatest idea. I'll just have one off the shoulder, I suppose. Okay, let's get serious. Oh, that'll do. Right. Yeah, let's get serious. Let's do this. So I'm going to head over here and have a look. So... yep, that's what I'm hoping for, Brian. We shall see. I'm still having a problem with the joystick. About an hour after the update went live, there was a crash. And then since then, my ship is yawing to the left. Well, not yawing to the left, it's turning to the left, like that. If you can see it there, it's doing that of its own accord. And I have tried reconfiguring it, I've tried unplugging it, plugging it into a different USB, and nothing is working. So I really don't know what the problem is. I've kind of half got it down to keeping it under control, but it just means that I'm constantly fighting the controls, which is not good. I've even done a hard restart of my computer and everything, and it's still there. So I was reading, people are saying it could be a conflict with another controller, but as far as I can see, none of the controllers have any of the same settings. I don't even have a keyboard settings the same, so I don't know what the hell the deal is. Well, exactly, Brian. It's better to have them to not have them. So we're in the ineffectual salvage tonight because I'm going to be using it to hopefully I'm going to be using it to fire some limpets away. So yeah, I've done all that engineering, it's a waste, and the worst thing is I've wasted actually some grade 5s that I really didn't have enough of. So I'm a little bit sad about that, but we'll get over it. We'll be alright. We'll keep on trucking. But as you can see, this left swing is just ridiculous. I mean, I can't even think about doing something like passenger missions like this, because I'll be going in the wrong bloody direction. It's something to do with the game, Kathina, because who was it who was in? I'm not sure if it was David Entz who was saying that he'd had a problem with it as well since the update. His was spinning or something. So I really don't know what it is, but hopefully there's other people suffering with it, and as the days go by it might get dealt with. But yeah, it's a real pain in the backside, and there's no kind of dead zones that I can play with to stick it, unfortunately. So Can't remember what these ones are. These concentrated signal, so transient signal. Oh, I'm gonna have to get used to some of these new ones. Have I only got three minutes on that one? Have they changed some of the timing on these? Distress call. I don't actually want transient ones, do I? Or do I? I want the concentrated ones, I think. No, maybe not conflict zones then. I thought that was a crash there. Degraded emissions. Where can you get high grade? Anybody got a good spot for high grade emissions at all? Tranny signals, that could be. I try not to judge. Encoded. Degraded. Combat aftermath. Actually, that combat aftermath I think is alright one to go after. I think. Crap, it's just gonna take a while getting used to this. Crepes, how do you... combat aftermath, okay. There we go. So, let's go off to this one. I wouldn't mind, Kathina, they were all over the place last time, weren't they? Matt, talking to me about this. I have to send him a message. Oh, got a freeze. It's a great start to the stream, isn't it? Okay, it's up and running again. Yeah, somebody was having a problem with stuff running away from them earlier. I can't remember who it was. I was only half watching. But yeah, I think there are some problems. I did the other night actually when I dropped in on some of those organic things. It dropped me way away from them. It's not yaw though. I've forgotten the name of it. It's where you turn the joystick and it turns left. It would be like a... because it's my rudder on my aircraft in flight simulator, so I don't know what... yaw is that, isn't it? If I remember rightly. I don't know if I've got 2 spare keys. I could do it on the keyboard actually if I'm one-handing it. Don't suppose it'd make a big difference. Oh, is it? It is yaw? Okay, I wasn't sure. Because you can have yaw up and down as well. Alright.
Hello, Commander. You've entered a monitored area. The ship carrying valuable intelligence disappeared nearby. We'd appreciate your help recovering the data.
Ooh. Right, so what have we got here then? Now we need to work out how to fire these bloody things off while I'm actually going away from it. The got it under my first one, so. Aha. Is that all we've got here? A black box, nice one. Didn't really work for me, did it? Or am I just out of reach? Maybe I'm out of reach actually. How's that Olympic going? The heck's all this decryption in? Oh! Data scrambled. What does that all mean? So do I have to now deliver that back to somewhere? I've lost the bloody ship. Oh well. Let's have a look. Where is the CG? Let's have a quick look where the CG is. Fight for so where's Wally Bay. Okay. Right, see you in a moment, sound now. Let's have a go at this. Right, so we were talking about the yaw, weren't we? So options, controls, flight. I don't know if it comes under. See, look, my yaw left and yaw right is not set to anything. It's that one. It is. Right, okay, so I'll unset that. And I'll do it like this. Hopefully this will fix it. Let's see. Hopefully this will fix it. See, we've got non-movement. Oh no, now I'm going up, now I'm pitching up all the time. What the bloody hell's going on with this? Oh no, I'm not. Now I'm pitching down. Right, I think we fixed it. It does left, it does right, right. Fixed it. Let's go.
Cargo scoop retracted.
Oh, it's a bit weird the yaw, but I'll deal with it. Slightly weird, but I'll get used to it. See, there's a weird pitch up. I can't tell if it's doing it or I'm just going a bit psycho there. Yeah, the new yaw's a bit weird, but it'll work for now. It's less problematic than how it was. It was less problematic than it was before. Right. Let's see. Oh, Micmac Monk went offline. I meant to get back to him, but never mind. Are you coming to the Formidine Rift with me over Christmas then, Brian? Over the Christmas period?
Frameshift drive charging.
Right, so. Hey Scott Templar, how's it going? Who's giving me a thumbs down on the stream, you bastards? Right. Would you not consider that cheating, Kathina?
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Oh, this feels weird. I don't like this. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Now I've got this problem with it yawing up. This is so bizarre. This is freaky. I don't know why it does that. I mean, it could just be the position in space or something, actually. I don't think it is, because I can see it moving now.
Frameshift drive charging.
It could be. Right, let's have a look. We've got convoy dispersal patterns, combat aftermath, degraded emissions, distress called degraded emissions, encoded emissions. I can probably go for that one as well. There's not very many high grade emissions. Well, let's see what we get in this one. I thought this would make it a bit easier to find these things. Just be able to drop in, scan, and they'd all appear. There's loads of them in the beta, but obviously it's they've punished us. Okay. Okay, I'll try that then. I know you can get some of them in Combat Aftermath, I think. All the alloys and stuff. Oh, for fuck's sake. Interdictions have gone through the roof as well, whether you've got bloody cargo or not. Oh, this part of the game is going to drive me wild. Is going to drive me wild over time. I've been interdicted probably 14 times in the last day. No joke. You're at the right, you bugger. Come on. How can I discover a new signal source?
Hello, Commander. You've entered a monitored area. A ship carrying valuable intelligence disappeared nearby. We'd appreciate your help recovering the data.
Do I need to scan anything on this? Oh no. Yes, I do. Right, where's the onboard beacon? I can't reverse.
Taking damage.
Yeah. Now I can't reverse for some... Oh, now I can. Now I don't need to. Yeah, that'll be fine. Right. Okie dokie. Yeah, I had to get just so close that I crashed into it, which is a bit strange. Okay, let's have a look at the old... Do I get anything for that scan? Right, so we want... $8.8 billion. 7.9. 18.8 billion, that'll do. Did you just say Fed systems? Ah, okay, okay. So what do you get from them though, Kathina? So I don't. Ah, you have to accept some type of mission from it. Okay. Ah, right. Okay. Interesting. Right. So we'll go after this next one then.
Frameshift drive charging.
I'm glad you lot read more than I do. So if anybody saw or didn't see on the Discord, I have been lucky enough to be selected by Ubisoft to do a technical beta for one of their for their new game, The Division 2. Unfortunately, I'm under an NDA, so I can't say anything about it when I do it, and I'll be doing it over this weekend and into next week. So, I'll still try and stream on Monday night. I know see it being a huge issue, but unfortunately I can't talk about it until I think until January the NDA comes off then. So I'll be able to talk about it then, hopefully. Let's just do this and have a quick look. I want to just have a look at this. So that's conflict on. So what are these on? These are transient signal sources. So it's under them. Distress call. Distress call. Degraded emissions. Kathina, do you kind of have to just keep jumping in and out of these? Is that going to be the... Is that kind of going to be the way it works? Yeah. Combat aftermath. Combat aftermath. Is there a way that we're going to be able to spot these is what I'd like to know. Convoy dispersal pattern. What's this? Degraded emissions. Unblocked. High grade emissions. Okay. So at least we've got one. Right. I think it was high grade emissions. I'm after pretty much every alloy you can imagine. So I'm after core dynamic composites, proto heat radiators, proto light alloys, proto radioalloy alloys, and salvaged alloys. Just to name a few. This was the one I used to hate doing because you had to fly 8,000 light seconds away and stuff like that, and wait for them to come into view. Now apparently you don't have to do it, but Oh, that's going to be fun, finding boom states as well at the moment. Ah, so I'll be looking for more proto-radiolic alloys in this one then, I'm assuming. And core dynamic composites could appear here as well. Can you do this type of search for systems in EDDB? I've never actually tried it. Does it give you the same kind of options and tell you which are the best systems to go to? Bloody hell, Soundo, you must work close to work. You must live close to work. Ah, it does. Okay, but it doesn't tell you the it doesn't tell you the population levels. Population levels are quite important in some, or apparently it affects how many drop in. I can't wait to get rid of this flight yoke and get the new one on Christmas Day. It's going to take me about 16 hours to bloody program the bloody keys in, but the amount of keys it's got on it is somewhere I'm like, yeah, I'm really going to enjoy having some of these little extra keys that I can press and change things like the there's these 3 major buttons, and I'm hoping you can map them to the combat mode and analysis mode, and then maybe your fire mode switches. That would be really cool. Oh, that'll help a little bit then, Scott. Then it's just a case of using. Alright, so you can do it. It is okay. Nice one. Thanks for letting me know. I'm gonna actually use EDDB in a moment. Yeah, it seems so, Kathina, and that's the big problem, because we need them. We need them. I mean, I could go and get others. I could go at like Dav's Hope and do it there, because you can get some stuff there. And then trade it, I suppose. I'm getting the X52, the Cytex X52. A lovely little thing. Oh, it looks nice anyway. I think it's going to be hard to control, like to get used to. I've been using this one for so long now. That's all I've got for this one. See what we've got out there. Core dynamic composites, nice one. I've got 3, 6, 9 of them. So that's not bad for your first drop in, to be honest. grade 5 as well, so I really can't sniff at that, to be honest. There's a conflict zone in here. I'm just going to see if there's anything that might... Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I think that's going to be a bit of the case, isn't it, Kathina? Right, let me just try Scott's thing out that he was saying. eddb.io. So what do we do? Do we do it by systems, stations, factions? What would you do it by systems, wouldn't you? Allegiance, Fed. Primary economy, boom? No, not primary economy. State, boom. And find system. Population. Oh, nice one. This is going to be helpful. Right, we're off to Kokana. At the Kokana. Alright. I didn't know that. I thought they reset or something, but that's good to know. Because one did come up earlier. It said, oh, there's a new one found. So I've got to do a few jumps for this one, but I might be able to do a bit of... I don't know if I've got the... have I got this scanner in this one? The deep surface scanner, haven't I? But I haven't because I'm an idiot. Do you need the surface scanner? Silly question, I suppose. Sure you do. The reason it's a silly question is because I honestly don't know the answer. So I can't do the probing thing, I guess. I don't know why I haven't got it in this ship. It is my salvage ship, but I thought I'd have got it. Because I do have to land on some planets, so... Yeah, I'll give it a go. I was just wondering, by the time you travel to it, scan it, and because I want to get that, I really want to get that kind of system down. You know, just knowing where stuff is. Because there's got to, I mean, it's fast enough at the moment, but I know I can get it down faster. I know I can get it down faster.
Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
What, from jumping, Scott? I'll give it a go though, Kathleen. I'll try and do it this time with it. Stop going up, stop going up. Ah, okay. You can't get sick from winter, it's impossible. You live in bloody Texas. Oh no, no, you don't live in Texas now, do you? You live in California, don't you now? You can't get sick in California in the winter. Good lord, it's fierce mild outside. I love the names of places out here. Wakukushotori. Brian, you were saying I remembered spotting something, but I forgot to say something. You said you found something. What did you find? Your ass with both hands, eh? I wasn't kidding. Right. What did you find? What's that, Scott? Is that Celsius in dog years? At the Coca-Cola. They don't have winter. I don't even know if they. Yeah, I mean, even Texas. I suppose Texas can get pretty cold in winter, actually. It's got a lot of very, very flat land.
Frameshift drive charging.
You remember that horrible sea game I played that time? Subnautica or something, I think it was called. It's free now. Can't give it away. Christ, if people thought Elite was bad at times, just go play that game. It's free now. You can go bask in my hell. Right, let's find this. Let's find this nav beacon. Let's go to the nav beacon. See, don't forget, I'd already be in my FSS. I'll be going to the left now. I'll be tricking onto one, then I'll be looking around. I'll be zooming into my first one. Now my second one. Yeah, I think that's probably how it got summed up. Oh, I hated that game. The first 5 minutes I was absolutely loving it, and I was just like, this is fucking shite. Where the frick's the nav beacon? For God's sake. I'd have found it by now, Kathina. Where's the nav beacon? There it is. See what we've got. Nothing? Are you kidding? No, no, no. There's never nothing. Oh, I don't have to scan a nav beacon like right up to it, do I? I have to jump out first? This game gets weirder. I know what it is. Alright, Schrodinger's cat. Degraded emissions, degraded emissions, degraded emissions, encoded emissions, degraded emissions, encoded emissions, degraded, high grade. Are encoded emissions any good? Fucking hell, 91,000 light seconds. It's a long way to go for one high grade. Maybe I should drop into some of the the encoded and degraded emissions, just see if I actually get anything in there. I don't think it's gonna be worth it. I've only got 8 minutes to get this. It's 90,000 light seconds, which... Right. I've got another system to try, but I really kind of need this one to pay off a little bit because pardon me. It's barbecue weather. Can I get here in 7 minutes? I bloody better be able to. Well, you might see a swifty breakdown. Thanks for the likes, people. Keep them coming. Your likes are important to us. Well, that's why I was trying to stock up Cathena. Hence the word trying. I don't think I stocked up as well as I could. Thank you, people. I can see them dropping in now. Keep going. Just remember, every like, a kitten saved. Hey, Divergent. How can you be? You can't complain about snow. You can't complain. Is this your first time in the stream or your second time? I don't recognise the name, but I recognise your picture. So I'm not sure if I've seen you in somebody else's stream. Maybe I've seen you in Rusty Dog's stream or somebody or something. God, I love snow. Oh, I've got some new photos for you, Cathena, actually from last week. Lovely snow. Lovely snow. I hate doing streams where I have to engineer because it's... God. Oh, Morgan, okay, you changed your name. Hang on, you look different in that photograph. What's happened? You look very different. Why are you changing your name? What is it with people changing their names? Please don't do it. It's difficult for us to keep up. It's Jeffrey Morgan, people. Looks like Jeffrey Morgan. I think you were smiling in your old picture. You were raising the glass. I tell you what, we're gonna really be pushing this timer. To be totally honest. It says 2 minutes, but you know 2 minutes is not 2 minutes. And that one's coming down a lot. This is a really bad thing if they're going to put like timers in like this and you're struggling to get to it. My timer's going up and this timer's going down. Hey Malcolm, how's it going? I saw you hanging around in Rusty Dog stream earlier. Hey Bob, how's it going? Welcome in everybody. Don't forget to hit that like button. My time is still going up. Still going up. So people, you can now join the 97th Ineffectual Squadron if you go into your squadron tab, click on it and you can look for us and add us, and it's the 97th Ineffectual Squadron. If you want to join us, we will find a home base soon. I'll be doing it in stream where people will vote on it. If you want to join in, feel free to join in. And keep tuned this holiday season, because you will see Swifty do some interesting streams, as opposed to his usual really boring ones. It's really cutting it close, Kathina, and I'm gonna be really annoyed. Dear FDev, my evening of fun was destroyed. Getting on to Watchdog. We are not making Shinrata our home. It's not happening. Let's get this Christmassy feeling going, shall we? Christmassy feeling. There you go. Better. Why is this one's travelling away from me? I'm sure because this timer's going up still. We will be doing some leaderboard stuff. I'm not sure exactly, but we'll see how it goes. Kathina's always going to be up there on her own, somewhere in the top 10, destroying things. Yeah, I'm not going to catch this. Still 18,008 seconds away. Right, I'll do another scan once it drops, and then hopefully... Let's give it the 30 seconds, but... No way I'm gonna get to that one. I'm not even gonna get to that one. Let's just let the timer drop out. Exactly. If Theresa May can do it, I can do it. Did it just literally drop off? Yeah. That is really, really pathetic. FDev, if you're watching, that's pretty pathetic. If you ask me. But now they've all disappeared, so does that mean I actually have to jump out and in again? Oh, sod this. I'm not doing this. I'd rather go to Dav's Hope and grab some stuff or something. Let's have a look. Oh no, they'll never get her out. She's conservative. You don't oust conservatives. They leave when they're bloody good and ready. Unfortunately. I have got a delivery mission I can actually do to open up one of the to open up one of the there is a no there's another system I want to try first actually before I give up on this, because I know what I'm like. I give up way too easy, so I'm just going to try this other system here. Let's go have a look at this one. See if we can at least find something. No, I'm just on about collecting stuff, Soundo. Doing a Hoovathon or something. It's not really what I had in mind for the stream, but I have got a delivery I can do. Can't remember the guy's name now, but somebody wants 200 pieces of gold. I should make sure that no, I've got a big fuel tank, I think. I think I'm alright. I quite like that, Marshall, yeah. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. All the day long, yeah. FDev can't do anything right, can they? I know, that's why I said it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Whatever. I'm lost on you lot sometime. Sol's good for these as well, because I remember Bob telling me. Please, somebody, before I go off stream, do remind me to take these lights off before I absolutely garrot myself. Especially if I've had a few. Because this place is bigger, and you know what they say. I'm sorry I'm burping so much. I know it's really rude, but I had serious heartburn earlier, so I ate some bicarbonate of soda because it's brilliant for heartburn, instant relief. But so I've got, every time I drink something, it creates a load of air. I can't go. Well, I'm not going to Sol because it's smaller than this place. So. Bicarbonate of soda, by the way, anybody, it works wonders on heartburn or indigestion, whatever you want to call it. It's absolutely amazing. It works in seconds. It's better than anything else. And much, much cheaper. Don't think it's you burp like hell for about 10 minutes. Right, okay, we're in. We are in. So we're going to go with the nav beacon, because that's what Kathina says I have to do. So nav beacon it is. Back in a jiffy. What's that? I'm not buying this jumping into the nav beacon malarkey. Doesn't seem like it's that much faster. It's close, definitely, but by the time you've got it lined up, and then you have to drop in, then you've got to drop into it, then you've got to scan it, then you've got to go back up it out in the hyper cruise or whatever, and you've got to select it. I don't know. Landing gear deployed? Why have I got landing gear deployed? Right, okay, let's have a look. Oh, that's interesting, Soundo. Maybe there's a Guardian spot there. Or maybe it was the Guardians who took it out in the first place. Right, so conflict. High-grade emissions. Class. Really close as well. Is there any others? Please, more high grades. Please. It's encoded. Oh, there's another one as well. 2000. Okay, this is good. This is good. This is great. This is great. And we got 30 minutes to log these. So just anybody else who's thinking about it, this is system G space 203 space dash 47. More than one high grade emission inside of it, so. And with 30 minutes to clear up, we should be able to do it. And you can jump back out and back in as well, can't you? Two Earth worlds. Unmapped. I haven't got the mapping bloody system, have I? Hey, Joe Soap. I wouldn't be surprised, Scott. I honestly wouldn't. There's always those damn pharmaceutical companies repackaging stuff and selling it off for a higher price. Oh cripes, this isn't one of those crappy moving ones, is it? It is, isn't it? Oh, come on. Oh, now I'm gonna get angry at this. I was getting really excited there. Because there's like 2 high grades in one. But then when I saw it moving, And now I actually think the other one's disappeared. It must have. Oh, come on. Oh, for God's sake, sod this. I'm going out. I'm going, Hello, Joe. I'm gonna go back and get the, at least get the, scan him at scan phase ship and see if I can't do a little bit of work making some money, because I've bought 2 new ships, the Phantom and the Mamba, and I'm gonna have to pay for them, so Daddy needs to make some bloody money. Right, so I think I've got it on my desktop. Cool save. I haven't got it saved on my bloody desktop. Hopefully it's in my download section. Maybe it's in downloads. Null Desperandum could be in downloads. As quite often things are when I don't know where they are now. I thought it might be in my elite, but it's not, so sod it. Right, we're gonna start in Shinrata Desert, and I'll work out something. So I dropped into a great system, Cathena, a couple of high grade missions in there. Minimum, I didn't actually see if there was any more, but they ran away from me, and then when I dropped in there was nothing in there, so well done, FDev. Keep it going. So I'm gonna go make some money to try and get back. Oh no, I can deliver my gold as well. Do you know what? I'm gonna deliver my gold first, I think. No. Yes. No. No. I'll do this. So, let's have a look. I can deliver that gold anywhere, any time. It's not really stream worthy, I don't think. So, Jameson's. Brian, where are you heading, by the way? Or are you literally just like messing about in deep space? Yep, or it could be just be women in general. People I love. I mean, you can insert anything into that analogy and it kind of works. People wonder why I drink. Right. By the way, as I mentioned earlier in the stream, anybody who wants to join the new our group, it's the 97th Ineffectual Squadron. You can probably find it in the squadron section by just typing in 97th. It should be that easy, I assume. I don't know why you're laughing, Kathina. My mum used to do that with toast at breakfast time. I don't think it was funny. I do now. Ooh, do we have a docking computer on here? That would be really nice. Shit. We don't. Damn it. Alright, Donald. In I come. This one's 50-50, isn't it, if I remember rightly? Hang on. Can't turn the lights out. It just turned the lights out on my landing pad. Alright, maybe I was looking at the wrong one, I don't know. I don't think I was. I thought it was Die Hard 2 there for a second. Right, off we go. He does sound like Donald McIntyre. Have you never heard me saying, "Alright, Donald"? I say it every time I come in. It probably is. He was doing a bit of side work, wasn't he? If you don't know who Donald McIntyre is, it doesn't really matter. He's not that important. I don't know that you go with a diamond back, because it feels more natural in the diamond back. Or whether I should just go all out and take the anaconda. Mind you, my anaconda, I don't know if it's in exploration mode at the moment. Oh, it must be. Why it's got bloody hard points on it, I'll never know. Oh no, they're empty. Okay. Yeah, okay, we'll go on that then. Wait, not that one.
Services at the starport are constantly being updated. Remember to visit every time you pass through the system.
Yeah, basically. Oh crap, I've got to get... Get rid of all these limpets now.
Services at the starport are constantly being updated. Remember to visit.
I don't have too much cargo. Ah, this could be a problem. You can see I have 0 limpets, but it won't let me change ships. I will now, just to prove me wrong. Thanks, mate. No, it won't. Too much cargo. I don't have a ton of cargo at all. Oh, I do. I do. Sorry, that's my mistake. Thank you, Kathina. I absolutely do, yep. You're welcome. Thanks for reminding me. I did work it out. Thanks, Bob. Was Bob even watching when I picked up the black box? How do you know, Bob? Right, off we go, Ski. Just so you know, I'm a bit drunk and it's been a very, very, very long week. Right, let me just have a quick look at this. I need an end system, and I wasn't actually sure which system I wanted to be my end system, so it would help if I actually picked the correct map. You sent it to Colonia. Bloody hell, how much did that cost you? I'm gonna go right down to the bottom of the Pleiades here. Are they still repairing starports? Right, HIP 16753. HIP 76153. 16753. 16753. Okay. Earth, lakes, ammonias, terraformable water worlds, and other terraformables. Okay, that doesn't work properly. Why didn't that work properly? Maybe it's because of the value. Skip systems. Scanned by me. I'm just using a special exploration router, and I really like it. I really, really, really like it, but it's called ED Pathfinder, and I'm really enjoying it because it does seem to do everything I ask it to do. So it's kind of like your own little route to riches, and you can set it wherever you're starting and wherever you want to go to, and it will make a list of systems based on what you want. So if you're only wanting to go to, for example, if you only want to go to water worlds, it will only bring up systems with water worlds. Which is just, it's really, really good. It's really nice. So I was testing it out the other night. It worked alright, and I'm just going to open up another one, if it will. Thanks, Joe. You're the first person who's commented on the lights. All over the ship, all over the shop, all in the back. Need to get this bloody thing to open. Ah, it's opened. Right, okay, open up. Oh, Kathina, now you're being... Yeah, I get you. I don't actually disagree with you to a certain sense. I just thought it would be nice to try it this way a little bit. I will be doing that actually. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. I'm gonna have to really make a choice. I wanted to go out to the Formidine Rift in my crate, but I just don't think that's going to be possible. So I think I'm going to end up taking the Anaconda, and I'm just going to have to hope that I can get that crate sorted out for the distant worlds if I go on it. So the reason I want to do this tonight, Cathino, is because I want to make some money back on the 200 million I just pissed up the wall. Basically. Wait, I'm not loitering. Right, so we are in the Anaconda, so we're top side. It's somewhere in January it sets off. Oh crap, I haven't got the bloody... Well, I don't need it. I'm not landing anywhere. I forgot, I'm in the middle of doing up the Anaconda as well. See, I can't win with this, Cathina. I have to get this bloody engineering done. Right, so the first place we're off to is apparently Soltari. Now, I might already have had some of these scanned, so... Exactly. And you can do some of the cheatier stuff when you're out of stream as well, because you don't need to worry about it. We don't need to worry about the rod of justice. So I'm assuming I've scanned this place. How do you know if you've actually scanned somewhere, you know? I've never really thought about it. How do you actually know if you've scanned somewhere or not? Right, I'm gonna go try this place. Oh, I know how you would know, actually. You would know by looking in the system map, and it would say not. It should say the planet has not been mapped. Has anybody worked out how much you get for a map, by the way? I'm gonna go do this, even though I've been going in the wrong direction. I'm gonna turn around. Bottom left hand corner. Wow, what does it say? Left hand corner, what was I looking at? I forgot what I was even talking about, Joe, that's the problem. We have got a thing on this, haven't we? Yes. And I am going to put it in there. That's going to be 1, and that's going to be 1. I'm going to have to get used to that. Oh, I could do it the opposite way, actually. I could actually do it the opposite way, so that should be 1, that should be 2, that should be 2. Could be the FSS, yeah, it could be the FSS. I'll check it in a second for you. Could very well be the FFS. FSS, FFS. For fuck's sake. Right, here we go. Surface range, surface scanner. There we got 7 probes for this. It's way too easy. I don't know if I've done one at the top actually. I do this one with 6. There you go. Right, okay. So why is it gone into combat mode there? We don't want combat mode. Where we're going, we don't need combat mode.
Frameshift drive charging.
We can get out of here. Don't worry, Joe. Right, so quick look here. We've got an Earth Lake here, which we're going to map as well. High metal content, but it's not a good one. And one of the reasons I really want to actually go out to the Formidine Rift is I do want to start tagging my own stuff now. You know, like I'd really waited for this update, and I'm sat here having to do crappy engineering, which, to be honest with you, it's not. It's just not worth putting the time and effort to in streams when I could be doing stuff in stream that I'm kind of more famous or known for. So I'll go concentrate a little bit on that. Nobody's tried applying for the squadron. Come on, people. I think if you utilise that back view as well, Kathina, it makes it just so easy. That's why I try not to use the back view, because I'm kind of hoping that every now and again I'll mess up. Oh yeah, we got a mining build. Somebody did one the other day, which is pretty good, Dave. Can't remember who it was. Oh, for freak's sake. Military interdiction. No thanks. Well, that was cut by the fuzz. Well, I was still on the buzz. The military, in theory, should have just an overpowering interdiction thing. You shouldn't even have an option. And not to take anything away from Kathina, because she does a great job. There is somebody who's done what they call a basic mining build on Reddit. I think it's on the Late Discovery Reddit, and they basically just say everything you need to go and do, like everything you need to go and do mining to its highest capacity, and then you build your build around that. So Kathina could probably do the standard build to get it your ship running correctly, and then you could use those rules to kind of. Okay, so 1, 2, and we're gonna try and get some. Let's go a little bit over horizon 3. I'm gonna go a tiny bit over the horizon. Should we go down and a bit over the horizon? 5. Oh, look at that. I think it's... Is it that one? Oh no, crap. No, not that one, you divvy. Oh, that's gonna do it. Couldn't proper. Hey Oscar, how's it going? Oh, the light's coming off. Right, okay, next one. Let's see what we've got next on the list. Next on the list is alright, we'll try this place. Might only actually be one jump, this one.
Frameshift drive charging.
Certainly is. I'm alright, Elsgar, thanks for asking. You don't have to call me gorgeous, you already bought me dinner. Ah, he was talking to Kathina, alright. Damn it. I thought somebody was calling me beautiful for once. Oh, my life. Right. Analysis mode. They have ways of making you talk. Is that a... No, it's high metal content. Right, so that we got that high metal content. It's being terraformed. Interesting. Ooh, first mapped by Marshall Westing. We all know what Marshall's been up to, people. That son of a gun. Ha 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 ha, Marshall. Should be Marshall, you're having a word with Katharina. Not me. It's him that's going out there and mapping everything first. Oh, and breakfast, yeah, yeah. He had the grits. I had the Denver omelette. You have to go for the Denver omelette, don't you? You've heard it in all the movies. Are you going to come with me to the Farmadine Rift, Elsgar? Me and Brian. Brian's going to come. He doesn't know he is yet, but he is. We're gonna go out to the Farmadine Rift. Stay up, Woody, for God's sake. Alright, Soundo, thanks for tuning in. You have a good night. Sleep well. And apparently I'm going to be testing PvP. I've just heard. What a famous person's doing. I don't know if that's true or not. That's what a famous YouTuber is saying. Oh, I like that. Miss. Alright, we're gonna go. Oh, this one has a efficiency target of 6, but 6 isn't actually that hard. I don't think.
Surface scan complete.
Hoot nanny. I haven't heard that term in ages. Oh, Bob's gonna come, that's good. I'd like Bob to come actually on one of these long range ones. Right, okay. So that one's been scanned. Whoops. I'm not going to go for that one because apparently Marshall Weston's already got it tapped. He first discovered that. How could he first... I mean, I've said that in totally the wrong way, but Marshall must have been in this game very, very early on. So maybe he hasn't been after mapping stuff. Not they're doing alright, Dave. I've given the cats a lot of credit recently. They're not as bad as I thought they would be. Right, let's go down a bit, I think. We're gonna go down. Let's see if we can't find some systems I've never mapped in my lifetime of playing this game. Because I'm sure there is a few systems that I haven't mapped. So this one's 3 jumps. Probably makes about sense. Okay, Bob, then I will try and... Boys, I'll try and... We could start this as early as Monday, I think. Monday or Wednesday. They won't. We've had to put a lot of protections in this year. One of them was eating bloody tinsel and stuff last year, so we've had to put in some protections. Why are the orbit lines not showing? Because they're on. Grits is good. You know, I really enjoyed that that time, Rob. Even if it was a bit of a run around, I did enjoy it. Especially when we went to the southern place on the night, I really enjoyed that. Of course, meeting you and having coffee and everything in Madison. No, not Madison Square. Is it Madison Square? Washington Square. That was really nice, really iconic place to kind of be sitting and having drinks. Very fond memories. It's a shame we couldn't have come down your way, to be honest. I would have liked to have. I would like to have had a day out in New York. I never got bored of it, but maybe it would have been nice. I only really got chatted up one lady when I was there. She was questionable. It's a baseball game. She kept on coming over and trying to chat me up. Double ammonia world here. I don't know if I actually aimed for a double ammonia world. She was nice, but she was a bit loose. So, I don't know. Don't know what that experience would have been. Ammonia. Oh no, it's an ammonia world tech 2. Okay. Alright, we'll try and get these tagged. I'm hoping some of these haven't been mapped. Alright, we can do if you want, we can start it on Monday. Let's go for you. I don't have a problem doing that. Well, most of these look like they've already been. It looks like they said they wouldn't, but they've given first mapped to the person who discovered a lot of these systems, which I agree with. I'm not gonna complain about it. You know, the system wasn't in place then, and I think it's unfortunate that other people would get first mapped. I just hope that they got some bonuses. I'll have to ask Marshall if he's noticed anything. No, Dave, she just looked like maybe it wasn't the first time she'd chatted somebody up that night in that stadium. But having said that, she was nice. Who knows? Shouldn't judge. Oh no, it wasn't paying. What type of person do you think I am? I don't agree with paying on principle. Unless they were really hot. I don't know, then you'd have a bit of a trifling decision to make, I suppose. Don't know. I might not look it, Dave, but I'm incredibly particular. I might look shop brand, but I'm definitely a caviar person. I think that's the best way to describe me. I do look like Tesco's own, but I'm not. Before anybody says there's nothing wrong with Tesco's own, there isn't. There's nothing wrong with anything as long as it doesn't taste like the best stuff, though. Right. Anybody dropping into the streams now are going to be like, what the fuck are they talking about on here? So I'm going to go get another beer, because I've got an hour or so to do this, so yeah, exactly. People think that, but it's not true. Not true at all. There's nothing wrong with no frills every now and again. It's not my staple diet, no. And some things you just can't go no frills, if you get what I mean. So pork pies, you can't go no frills with a pork pie. Don't even pretend to me that you can go no frills with a pork pie. You just can't. Same as gravy. Can't go no frills gravy. No way. Not on your Nelly. Not happening. And maybe one at the top, and that should just about give us the scan, I think. This is why I think he was doing it so well. You wouldn't believe how terrified. It's pretty pathetic, to be fair. Way! It is pretty pathetic, Aladska. I'm not going to even pretend that it's not. And I don't know what it is. Don't know what it is. Right, give us a second. I'm just gonna get another can of water. I'll be back in 2. I have. Yeah, I didn't update anybody on the Christmas stuff, so luckily a friend of mine went over to England, got the Christmas pud, a luxury one from Sainsbury's, I do believe. We got a Christmas cake, luxury one from Sainsbury's. Didn't get mince pies, which is something I'm really bothered about. However, tomorrow we're off to France, do a bit of shopping, and the French have some things that we have in the UK. One of the things I think they have is mincemeat, the sweet version. So if they have mincemeat, then I'll just buy that and make my own mince pies. I don't think they actually sell mince pies. So we'll see how it goes, but I'm hoping I'll be able to pick most of the stuff up that needs to be picked up. Hey Tangent, how's it going? Tangent used to hang around the stream before it was cool. How are you doing? I know I've been saying I'll be on, and then I wasn't, and you kind of disappeared, and I was like, I thought it was Mark 2. But I'm glad you're dropping back in again. Tangent is from the Pacific Northwest of America, where it rains 99.99% of the year. Oh, I hope I'm not going to overshoot this. I don't think I went too fast there. Ah, well, just so you know we're here. Tangent actually has his own YouTube page where he was doing these kind of starting from scratch like type videos. Don't know exactly how to say what it was. He would have kind of like a one. If he was dead, the whole thing was over. You know, if anything happened, it was all over. So he would have to be really careful. Right. 1. Kathina, you're right when you talk about this. This is way too easy. I noticed that Kitcher was doing it just from distance the other night, just really, really easily. So I seem to remember in the beta it was more difficult, but I don't know, they just, I'm guessing they didn't care as much. And so that's alright, I'll join in. Vive la Revolution. I think it's great that they do that in France. I love it. Your government should always be afraid of you. They've just actually been given €100 a month extra in their base pay, which is going to be paid for by the government. That's people power, people. We should always be aware of that. Governments are always afraid of their people when enough of them come together. He folded quicker than a deck chair in summer, which is nice to see. Right, okay, next we're on to the next one now. Probably going to get done by YouTube now for incitement. Right, we're off to this one. Oh, hang on. Signals detected. No, oh no, that's around here. Okay. Yeah, I get what you mean, Tangent. I mean, it's playing a game is one thing. Streaming a game is another thing. Like, I get where you're coming from. It's hard enough playing. I mean, I haven't touched Red Dead Redemption for days, and everybody knows how much I love it, but I just haven't. Now this has gone live, I've had to come back to this. When this wasn't live and it was the old version of the game, I didn't really want to play it because I'd seen everything that was in it once it'd gone live. It's like... I think they're jobs, Dave. And just to touch on what Elazgar was saying, yep, that's what happened. It's terrible, I know, but I can't explain why it happens. Okay, so I'm a bit dubious about some of these places because yesterday I found an unmapped system really quickly. I think I might jump along a bit in my list. I'm gonna map this one, and then I'm gonna jump a little bit on my list. Where are we up to there? Maybe if I go to that one, just try that one. We might if we try that one. I'm going to fly my spot now. But I don't know how easy they are, Dave. I mean, it's not a bad price. And you run your own business, don't you, Tangent? I think you were saying. So yeah, if you're the boss of your own business, you got to take it a bit seriously. People, I've only got 7 likes and 13 people watching. What the hell is happening? If you don't want me to punt a kitten through that wall, you better like it, and quick. And don't be calling PETA or whatever they're called, who happen to kill more animals in their custody than they seem to manage to save. Those darn good-for-nothings. Okay, and we should be in range here. Easily in range. And then you just literally go spam. This is gonna. I think this is gonna be a bit too easy. Anybody else agree? I don't know if I did a bottom one. I don't think I did. So with the 5 hits. Oh crap! I think I've just fired one again, so it's all right. Kind of. That'll make up for it. This is one of the ones where I might be proved wrong because I'm being a bit lazy. So I deserve that. Still 7 probe limit. Yeah, I can imagine because it's delivery, isn't it? So yeah, Christmas time, mistletoe and wine, literally. You don't know the festive game of kitten punting? Oh, it's fantastic. Has to be a bad kitten, can't be a good one. Might take a couple of jumps to get to this one, people. 2 or 3. It's 3 jumps. But this might get me into a region where people are not tagging stuff. I found one yesterday that was completely unmapped, but today I've been really unlucky. I've just not found anything. So I'm hoping this one's going to be an untouched one. I think that the further away from the bubble I get. Have you got snow up there then yet? Hang on, what have I said I won't do? Let's go. I don't know. I'm a bit lost. Did I say I'd do something? Oh, the kitten. Oh yeah, hang on a second. I'd happily punt one of them. How many likes have I got now? 9. We're up to 9. That's not too bad. So I'm not 13. Listen, people. Monday night we're going to start a new trip to the Formidine Rift. So anybody who might want to come along, the Formidine Rift is quite a big distance from the bubble, but it's not the craziest distance from the bubble. You can get back within a few hours. If anybody wants to join us, you're more than welcome to join us. And on Monday I'm going to run a competition because Bob didn't want wished that his prize was taken by somebody else the other night. So I've been a bit busy the last couple of days, so I didn't really think about it. So I need to kind of give Bob's prize away to somebody else on his behalf. So if you pop into the stream on Monday night, we're definitely going to run something within that stream. Might even do some type of a Wheel of Fortune thing. Yeah, you did, Kathina, and it would only be short, so if you really fancy doing a little bit of it, feel free to come along. If you use the Newton Highway, you could probably be back in the bubble within half an hour or an hour. So if you fancy coming along, I think you should come along. So this system to me is completely unexplored, which is good. Because it means I get to use my FFS, although it's saying it's not unexplored, which is strange. But I'm sure it is unexplored. So we've got icy bodies and we have rock bodies. And these are exactly what I'm looking for, the rock bodies. So we should have some terraformables here. Oops, there we go. Rocky body, unfortunately. High metal content. Could be. Hang on. There we go. It's one of these twofers, this one, isn't it? So, got another one here. I do believe there's 3 or 4 on this, so might have them all here. I do need to let it do its scan if needs be. The high metal content world. No scan needed. Okay, we can keep going. Probably a rocky body, and I don't care about rocky bodies at the moment. Look it up here. Oops. Try and get it somewhere. No, so we need it there. That was a rock body, wasn't it? Yeah, an icy body, sorry. Oh no! Right, then I have to do this away from the sun, I'm afraid. I will, Brian. You stick around in the Colgate. We'll come via the Colgate. I mean, it's on the way anyway, I think, so. And it's funny you should mention it because it's one of my favorite spots, the Colgate Nebula. It used to be one of my favorite spots. So. Okay, so we need to just find these last ones. I don't know why I keep hanging around in the. There we go. There's one and there's. Okay. So that's not scanning anything. And that one isn't either. So we can go out of the FSS. We can now go into the system map. And it'll be the usual, you know, the 12 o'clock, the 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock your time roundabout. I'll get in touch with you much closer to the actual time, just so you know. So we can work out a perfect time for doing it. This means, does this mean I've scanned it already when the name's already on it, or does it mean I've scanned it because I've just done it? Terrible. Hopefully this is all worth money. Alright, well that's a high metal content. You're shitting me. Terraformable. Terraformable. Okay, so we've got these 4 that are terraformable. Another one, but that is not terraformable. So we're going to do these 4 terraformables here. And get our money for these. I've used it. Yeah, didn't do it. So I will, like, probably Sunday night, I'll let you know more or less what we're doing. I might be arriving kind of into it last minute because, as I was saying before, if people don't know, I want to kind of advertise it because it feels really nice. Is that I've been invited by Ubisoft to do a technical test on the Division 2, and there's very, very few people being selected for it. Even some streamers are kind of not happy because they haven't been selected for it. So, but unfortunately, it's on an NDA agreement, so I can't stream it or anything. I'm just got to go in and kind of play it. So, that's what, tomorrow until Wednesday, I think that's open. But it shouldn't stop me streaming because I can kind of play that pretty much any time, pick up and play for a couple of hours and give them feedback because it is just feedback for them. I don't think it's going to have any storyline value or anything like that. But to have been asked to take part in it is is nice, and I think I've put enough hours into that game to be doing it. So anybody who wants to come to the former Rift with us, more than welcome. You don't need to be crazy engineered or anything, because once you're there, you're there. You're not going to be doing massive jumps, so right, here we go. We got these two planets here, and these haven't actually been scanned yet, which was my hope. Whoops. Which really was my hope, because I was thinking I've been bloody scanning too many planets that are already logged and everything. So if I can get first mapped on some of these, I'll be really happy. I would have liked to get closer to this one actually. We do a half. We're going to do a half. We're going to do a half. Or should we? Would it be better on the horizon actually? I don't know. I think it's probably better just a little bit over the horizon, aren't we? I don't know if I fired. Let's see how many probes I've got out. Yay! We've got it. Okay. That's alright. We're off to the next one now then. And that will be this one. Right on the doorstep. Don't forget to bring your SRVs, people, because we can at the end of the stream or at certain points touch down on planets that have jumponium or anything that we might be looking for. I know I'm looking for tungsten and something else. Can't remember what I'm looking for. So any of that stuff that I come across while I'm out there will be getting picked up as well. And of course we'll be looking for any interesting locations on planets. Is one of the actual reasons to go out there. Right, okay, so we're going to do it half. I'm just going to do a little bit of a test here. We're just going to go kind of slightly over the horizon on each one, and if I can do it, that's going to basically be how we do probing from now on. I think you should take the Phantom if you've got it, Brian, because I'll be taking the Anaconda. Katrina will be taking her Anaconda. The 12-year-old. Oh, well, I haven't killed a lot of people in PvP, that's the best thing. I've only killed 2 people. One of them was somebody who's really proud to be Spanish, so I like that. Because I live in Catalonia, and sometimes Spanish people can be rude to people here, so it was nice to kill that guy. That was my first ever kill. And then the rest have all been people who've tried to go what they call rogue. If you want to be nasty and kill people, you've got to declare it. And in the Division, I like it because you have to declare it. And it actually gives the person about 5 seconds to defend themselves. So if they really don't want to be doing this crap, they can kind of pop a heal and then pump you full of lead before you get a chance to do anything. But the idea is that you're the one who's wanting to be a bit of a douche, so they get to protect themselves. And so when people try to go rogue on me, I generally just kill them. And then they complain to me. They go, "Oh buddy, you didn't do that properly," and I'm like, I did. And then there was some guy who I killed just because he was looking in his inventory in the middle of the street, and I mean, that needs to be punished. Playing an MMO and looking in. Show off. I love it how Brian calls you the show off when he'll turn up in the iridescent ship with purple lasers, green exhaust pipes, golden SRVs, and he's calling you a show off. Hmm. Don't forget to click that like button, people. I know I've been saying it over and over. If you like the stream and you've dropped in for the first time ever, do feel free to drop by the Discord, which is in the show notes below. You're more than welcome, and we'll be able to help you out a little bit. If you want to know the name of the music, it's Chris Zabriskie, and there's also a link to his music in my show notes underneath as well. Well, if you want to drop me a tip or anything, there's a little glass there on my dashboard that you can do so. Please don't spit in it. That's just mean. Right, so we're going to do the around the back one here. This one's not all that easy to do. Oh crap, that's a miss. So, you know I was talking about people who show off a bit too much and then go overboard and don't realise what they're doing. I think I might just got that one. We've only got 6 probes on this one, so. Oh Christ. Brian, you've got everything you don't need. You don't need more. You don't need it. Right, we've got 2 left. I could fire another one, like, not fully all the way around, but half the way around. But I need 3%. I'm going to get this 3% on this one. Okay, there we go. So, does anybody actually know what the surface scans are paying? Just out of curiosity. I'd be very interested to know. I'm quite I haven't quite worked it out. I love how some people go ninja. My ship you'll see coming from about 3 systems away with all the Christmas lights and stuff hanging off it. There's Swifty. Is he in the Colgate there? Be like, yeah, he's past it. He's in the Formidine. He just left his lights on. Right, let's do the we got 1,500. Bum 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 bum. Oh, why is my... Have I clicked off the wrong one there? I don't know if I'm actually... Yeah, it's that one. Oh, my ship's gone funny again. Ah, oh, do you know? I'm getting really angry with this. It's getting ridiculous. Now it's spinning. Ah, I think a battery's running out. I put these batteries in yesterday. There's no way I'm buying these bloody things again. I don't know if I got a bad batch or something, but it's absolutely shocking that the batteries are running out. I can't wait for this this system that you have to plug in. Absolutely sick of using batteries. Gonna open a new packet, but oh yeah, konnichiwa. I'm just drinking Spanish Australia, which means star, if you never knew. And then I'm drinking some Scottish water. And I have to be on a train bound for France in less than 7 hours. So I can sleep when I'm dead. No problem. Or I can sleep when the heroin gets delivered, whichever one. Right, so we're gonna go a little over max. A little over max. We're gonna go a little over max. And we're gonna go a little over max. This should map the planet.
Surface scan complete.
If I jumped into... Am I... okay, that's alright. Yeah, okay, so that's good. No, Marshall, it's not a bug. I don't know if you're watching, Marshall. It's not a bug. It's something to do with the game. Christ on a stick. Because you're not the first person who said it, Marshall. Somebody else has said it to me, and I've really struggled with it at times. Pardon me. I've really struggled with it at times, and I'm having to make silly changes that don't make sense. They work. I saw that it worked tonight after Kathina said to try something, but it's not normal. Definitely not normal, so I don't know, though. Yeah, I could actually. I can walk, actually. From one train station, I can get out, walk over the mountain, and be in France. But tomorrow, actually, that's exactly how I'm doing it. It's literally, I mean, I'm not even joking. You get off at the train station, you walk down a road about 200 meters, normal road with houses and everything. You cross a bridge, but like a village bridge across a river. One side of the bridge is France, the other side is Spain, and there's no border crossing or anything. It's that side of the bridge you're in Spain, that side of the bridge you're in France. It's pretty strange. Reminds me of when I went to Scotland for the first time, actually. You get used to it, like I mean, this will be probably the 20th, 30th time I've done it. You kind of get used to the fact that, oh yeah, I'm now in another country and I literally just walk. But that's the Schengen Agreement for you. That's what it allows. That's why Brexit's one of the bad things about Brexit. The Schengen Agreement basically meant that borders got dissolved and you can just walk over. And whereas some people might take advantage of that, like terrorists and stuff, your average person doesn't. And I think that's such a beautiful thing that we can just go for a walk into another country. It's only one? I love it. I love the fact that I just walk down a road and I'm in another country. Right, there's a water world here apparently. There is actually, right on the border, there's actually a shop that has one part of it's on one side of the... What the hell's that? That must be the water planet then. I haven't got another jump to do, have I? Area start region B41. Area start region. There's supposed to be a water world here. So we'll go do it. Yeah, there's one in America and Canada, and there's actually one I know of in. It's not where I'm going tomorrow. Where the hell is it? Yeah, it is where I'm going tomorrow. One half is in Spain, one half's in France. But the till side is in Spain. Does anybody else think? Because I'm really kind of... I've been watching the Brexit quite closely this week because I'm really concerned for my future, because I'm still a British citizen. I've paid my dues, and you know, when I retire and everything, I do want a pension, be it small as it is. I still expect it. I've done some years working in England. I've paid my taxes. I've paid all my credits and everything. I expect to be able to claim it. Does anybody else think that the Brexit is just going to stop at some point? There's just, like, she's just lost complete control and it's going to end up in the bin? Or do people think it's going to go through? Like I said earlier, Conservatives, they don't give up on shit. They really don't. They will see it through until the absolute last end. They don't care if it affects how people see them. Don't give a shit. They just don't. So I'm not sure if people actually... Is it going to get voted down in Parliament and fall apart at some point? Or is Parliament going to do that thing that Parliament does and say, well, we have to go with them, it is government, and things like that? They've always done that, Brian, though, haven't they? I mean, at the end of the day, that's kind of what... That should be their motto. Turning your country into shit. Happens in every country that they control. People will never understand it. Even if you've got money and you're a Tory at heart, you have to understand that Tories fuck things up. Conservatives fuck things up. They love it. Poor people should not be around, and they shouldn't be eating from the trough. That's how they think. I can't be serious about it because I know that that's how they think. Right, let's have a look. This could be a water world. Oh, it's been mapped. Oh, this one's been mapped as well, has it? Does that mean my first one's been mapped? Oh, you motherfucker. Right, well, I'm going to go scan this because it is a water world, and if it's terraformable... Casio. Actually, you know what? I might actually even need to do this in the FSS. That's the strange part. No, I don't. The advertise, yeah, actually, Brian, I'd really like to... Is that to do with the Facebook advertising? Because I was totally thrown by that. Because it kind of appeared... I think I saw it on Sky News, and then it disappeared. I mean, are they allowed to use public funds to advertise for their ends? Is that even legal? Oh, it's non-terraformable, this one. Shouldn't be in my list, actually. No, I understand the buses and stuff. Well, I don't, because, like I said, I'm not sure what they're allowed to do. But between the 6th... Is it the 6th and the 12th of November? They spent $500,000 or something, 100,000, $500,000, I can't remember, on advertising the Brexit as a good thing on Facebook, and I was like, are the government allowed to do that? I mean, it's not where I would want my public funds going. Ah, okay, then they need to. It should be put. They should be put. Parliament should be put on hold then. I haven't scanned this. But like I said, it's the thing with Conservatives. They will just see it out to the end. I love the guy. There was somebody in Parliament the other day who he slapped her with the Thatcher thing. He was like, at least Maggie Thatcher would have done this properly. I was like, yeah. Because, you know, obviously most of us hate Margaret Thatcher because of how we grew up and everything. But she was about as conservative as you could ever possibly be. And to tell a Conservative that they're not quite Margaret Thatcher, that pisses them off a lot. He would have, she'd have gone home fucking hating him that night. Because she wants to be, she thinks she's Margaret Thatcher Mark too. Nowhere near.
Surface scan complete.
Right, let's go to the next one. Somehow we always end up on politics in this stream. Somehow. The thing is, Brian, I'm not gonna say, like, I am all for the democratic process. I really am. And I believe that if it can be proved that they haven't lied and they've done it all in the correct way, that the Brexit has to go ahead. That's my belief, because I believe in the democratic process. But I am really concerned about the lies and everything. The fact that they were caught in contempt of Parliament. How that isn't prosecutable in some way, because if you were caught in contempt of court, you would be up a certain creek without a paddle. So I don't, like I say, I've not been too in touch, so I don't know how they get away with it. No, but I'm actually against that, Kathina. I believe idiots should have the vote. I believe everybody should have the vote. I know that's not popular with everybody, but I believe in the democratic process, and I believe that the majority should lead. But I also believe that in order to get that majority, it shouldn't be so. It shouldn't be so necessary to lie. Sounds weird, but it's just how I feel about the whole thing. And oh, we're in okay, people have been mapping away, haven't they? We've got 3 ammonia worlds here, if I can count properly. Oh no, that isn't ammonia, that's rock. That isn't rock. Give me a break. That isn't a rock world. Ah, you can tell me whatever you want. That's not a rock world. That's a water world. Okay, I'll go to the water world. I'm just of the belief that, look, women fought for the vote, and that was in a very important part in history. Black people fought for the vote. That's a very important part of history, and at the end of the day, everybody has a right to vote. However, political parties should be under a very strict regime of control of what they can do in regards to how they go about getting those votes. Flat out lying in Parliament has been completely acceptable for a long time, so there's definitely needs to be laws to be created to stop that. Because, to be honest, love him or hate him, at least Donald Trump at the moment is following through with the things that he said he would do. And he's fighting for those things, even though Congress are trying to stop him. And again, you know, if people voted for Brexit, then the Brexit should go ahead, but it has to be done within decent standards. Within decency standards, shall we say. So all this crap about them lying and stuff like this, and continuing to lie and spending public funds on advertising to get support, in my opinion, that should be bringing it all to a crashing halt until there's an inquiry or a second vote is done. Simple as that. I'm not a Brexiteer myself, but I do believe in the democratic process. And if it was done in the correct way and they voted leave, it has to be done. But if lies are involved and kind of tanking's involved, then... No, they should, Brian. They should. I know it feels bad, but they should. There's no reason why any person should not have the right to vote over another, in my opinion. If democracy is to work, that's how it has to be. It's people's job to educate those people to make sure that they don't vote in the wrong direction. Might not be a popular thought, but... Gotta teach people to stop being so insular. This is the most... this is one of the most important things. I know, I was saying I should have invested. Because it must pick up at some point, but then again, you really don't know. There's no absolute that it will pick back up. The woman's a fucking joke. Well, there's certain situations, Kathina, but then in America they have this big problem where, and it is a big problem in America, where if you've had any conviction, you cannot vote. And this puts a lot of people out of the voting process. So, for example, if you're a criminal and you've paid your dues, you should be allowed to vote. I'm sorry, but you should. You've paid your dues regardless. You know, you might not agree with certain dues and whatnot, but at the end of the day, that's the law. So, I get what you're saying. People who are serving sentence, do they have a right to vote? No. If you're on the run, or you're avoiding arrest, do you have a right to vote? No. But other than that, I can't see why you shouldn't allow somebody to do it. Yeah! We've done it. Too easy, isn't it? Right, okay, let's, is it a terraformable? Oh crap, did I not map that first one? I should go back and map that one. I thought I'd actually mapped it. No, if you're serving it, I don't think you should. I don't think you have any say in what happens when you're serving your time, personally. Why are we always get into these conversations in the street? People are dropping in going, I just came to watch Elite, what the fuck? when you're flying around in space, people, you always have this thing of well, I do. I get a bit philosophical. Is there a station in the system? Oh, quick, we've got 26 seconds. No, there isn't. Sod it. Do you know what, Brian? Do you know something that'll make you really sad? It'll make anybody sad in the stream. I was in Andorra the other day. Andorra is a principality between France and Spain. Okay, it's this tiny little place. Really small, probably about the size of Yorkshire. Actually, probably smaller than Yorkshire. It's probably about the size of West Yorkshire. Mountainous region. They speak Catalan, which is a dialect, a local dialect in Spain, as their national language. They are protected by the French government, if I remember rightly. They're ruled by a chair party, so they have a chairman and a chair party, and it's basically what it gets, where it gets its money is tourism and things like this. Tourism and a few other bits and bobs. But I went in there the other day and I forgot my passport, because generally they don't check you when you pass the border. I mean, for God's sake, if honestly, if they checked you and said you're not passing, you get out the car, walk out the building and walk around the corner yourself. It's a really strange situation. But I'd forgotten my passport, and this woman said, you know, you're in a different country now, and you're not even in the Schengen agreement with Andorra. And anyway, I was like, yeah, I realised that I won't forget my passport next time. And I was in there, and we were buying some stuff, and you know, I was buying whiskey for, I mean, you wouldn't even believe, I was buying whiskey at almost half price. And Spain is really cheap for whiskey. So a bottle of whiskey that would normally cost, what, I think probably about 70 or 80 quid in England, I was picking up for probably English pounds. I was probably picking up for about 17, 18 English pounds. It's a ridiculous difference. Oh, 8, right, crap. I'm talking, I've got 7, alright, we'll go a little bit over on that one. I bought some really good caviar for 10 euros. Like really good caviar. I mean, it's a small pot, but it's bloody good caviar.
Surface scan complete.
And like cigarettes. I mean, you could get a full pack of cigarettes, 200 I think it was, with a 2-litre bottle of whiskey, Ballantine's. I mean, it's not a great brand, but it's a how would you say it? It cost 20 quid in England, and you were paying 35 euros. It just off the charts cheap. And I was kind of sat there going, I wish I lived here. Oh, it is a candidate for Terraform, so I'm glad I went back and got it, because it was important to get that one. What was my point in this conversation? I did have a point. My point was something to do with how we just get taxed so crazily in our various countries for lots and lots of different things, and everything gets taxed on top of tax. And that's one of the things I'm... Yeah, it'd probably be double the amount now, yeah. Christ, yeah. I mean, the pound dropping against the euro is crazy. Dropping against the dollar is bad enough, but dropping against the euro... Scary.
Frameshift drive charging.
Oh crap, I've not got the mod. Why is it always jumping out of analysis mode? Doesn't even make sense.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
Well, at least I'm in unexplored territory. That's always a good thing. I can't piss them on about this. I don't remember when it was that much, but I remember when it was double your money. I remember going on holiday to America where you doubled your money. So I think I put $700, £700, and I ended up with like 1,400 or something. Well, I think it was 1,360 something, but it's pretty much one for one. And then I went to some part of the US where the tax, the local tax was actually pretty low. So I wasn't paying that much on it, apart from alcohol. Alcohol had a high tax, I seem to remember, because I think it was Utah. But yeah, you got some really good deals, and now you probably don't get as much. I mean, on the euro, you still get a pretty good deal on dollars. It's not amazing, but you get a good deal. I did feel it this time I went to America. I remember looking at some things. I remember we went for breakfast with Rob Ellisgar, and you know, I think if I just talk about one plate, it was like nearing $30, which, you know, was probably about 20 euros, and then there was a tip on top of that, and I was thinking, this is getting a bit crazy. Where there was other things, like we went to, I remember going to a local, like, I don't know what you would call it, like a local corner shop, and getting this massive sandwich for $5 without having to tip. It was like, sometimes you just felt like not even bother going to restaurants. Right, I might have done this in 5.
Surface scan complete.
No, it's not, Kathina. It's a misconception. I mean, there's some places we went that I really liked. I was saying earlier when Rob was on about where Alex guy was on about where we'd gone. We went to this place that did Southern American fare, and it was, I mean, it was good. I'm not even gonna sit here and say it was all right. It was bloody good. I remember it was by the pound, and it was a lot. It was like, I think it was $14 for a pound. Which a pound sounds like quite a lot, but it actually isn't. But I went and got this massive thing. I had chicken. I had collards. I remember collards because Ellen's guy was banging on about collards. I got all these different things, mashed potato, macaroni, and all these things, and it was lovely. but it was 14 quid, and I was thinking, you know, in England, for example, when you go to a restaurant, like let's say you got an Italian restaurant, you if you go buy a pasta dish, it's cheap. You buy like a serious dish with a steak or something like that, you're going to be paying upwards of 15-20 quid. But in this place, that was just the price set, and I loved it. I mean, like I said earlier, when Rob was Ella's guy was talking earlier, I was saying, like, I have fond memories that those days that we met, because we went and we ate in like a Chinese place, we ate in a diner, like a traditional diner, we went to a southern place. It was really, really nice in Harlem. Rob was there to back us up because we were probably the only two white people there. Rob was packing. I don't think he was packing. I don't think he was. Well, he might have been packing. He wasn't packing heat. Are we overshooting? I thought I'd pulled back on the stick. For God's sake. Yeah, this stick's unfortunately. This stick is... Did I map this? No, I didn't map this. Come on. Slightly serious, people. £12's not bad for a steak in a restaurant, though. It really isn't. The worst thing about restaurants, some restaurants, it's crazy, but the chefs don't know how to cook a steak. That's what always drives me up the wall. I'm still perfecting it. Sometimes I don't quite get it right. But for Christmas last year, I got one of those fucking things doing my head in. Pardon my French. When we stop off here, I'm going to actually replace the batteries because I was thinking of doing it before. I got one of these sous vide things, and yeah, I don't know why. See, if these are... I want to check one thing. Right, so... Yeah, this I keep blaming it on the joystick. This drag thing is irregardless of whether the joystick's working. This is an FDev problem, and it's slightly ridiculous. I don't know why it's doing it. I was talking to somebody about this though, Athena. Like, you want it, the best steak, that's what the chefs say, like the chefs say the best steak is kind of, it's just a little bit rarer than medium rare. Now, I kind of agree, like if you get onto that too rare side and it gets... the flavor, the flavor just goes, like you taste the meat, but unless you're eating like a seriously, you know, cured steak, it's not gonna make the meat taste much better. I've been looking into it recently because I was buying some steaks and cooking them rare, and I was like, look at this, it's getting ridiculous. See the drag on it? I'm not touching anything on my joystick, and well, now it's gone into a never-ending spin. Feels good. Alright, Brian, have a good night. Catch you later. I'm gonna do these last 3. And then I'll maybe I might try and get back to Civilization just to see what the payout is. But I shall keep my list firmly marked. Well, yeah, you have a point, but the best steak is the one that's the one that's tastier. I mean, it's the old thing of should pasta be overdone or al dente? Well, it depends. I mean, if you haven't got teeth, you don't want it al dente, do you? But if you've got teeth, you probably want it al dente. But having said that, I have been to some restaurants where al dente is it's a flexible word. They go, it is in the crunch. No, it's fucking not. It's al dente. But you're right, you like it how you like it. But I'm just saying from a personal point of view, I used to go for... when I first ate steak, I went for rare. But I think the first ever steak I actually got was medium rare. But I thought it was rare because I trusted the chef. And then some place I've asked for it rare and it's just been ridiculous. I mean, it's basically like you're eating it out of a cold cow. I mean, maybe it's the restaurant's fault for not keeping the meat at room temperature, because like when I cook a steak, it sits in the kitchen for the whole afternoon, not uncovered, it's covered, but it sits in there, it gets up to room temperature and then I cook it. But I think that maybe some restaurants, when you ask for it rare, they cook it from cold because it comes out of a fridge. So if it hasn't been sitting, it's going to be pretty damn blue. But al dente shouldn't be undercooked. That's what I was getting at. Al dente should be right on that point. It should be completely cooked, but just have a tiny bit of structure to it, let's say. But a lot of chefs will think that an al dente means that they can just serve it half. And they go, you have to wait for the crunch. I don't have to wait for nothing, mate. You know? Because really, al dente pasta's actually really good when it's cooked to the point. And I try and do it at home every now and again, but it's not that easy to get the exact point. Oh, that was so close. And there you go. There you go. I don't know how many probes we did that in, but that wasn't too bad. Alright, we've got twins circling each other. I'm sure these are all... that's not... Why are these not... That's terraform... Why is that one not terraformable? Terraformable? Hang on, let me just check the list. What a world terraform... Ah, okay, there was only actually 2. Okay, sorry. Right, so our next one should be that one, but I'm gonna go. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back and cash in, because I've been doing this for about an hour and a quarter. And the reason I actually did it was to see how much I could possibly cash in for. There was actually a point to it, so. Alright, Bob97, I'll see you when we see you. I'll let you know sometime over the weekend. We'll try and plot a course out there as well, so. Well, the thing is about wine snobbery, whiskey snobbery, is where people go over the top with it to sell stuff. There's a really interesting radio conversation I heard the other day with a guy called Tom Papa, who is a comedian. And he said what he likes to do is go to a really good wine stockist, and then he'll say to the guy behind the counter, look, I've got like 50 quid and I want the best possible bottle of wine I can get for 50 quid. I don't care if it's worth 2 quid. I don't care if it's worth $49.99. I just want you to give me the best bottle of wine. And he was saying the reason he does it is because the real winos, or the wine aficionados who work in those places, that is the challenge that they've been waiting for. They're tasting stuff left, right and centre, and there is you have an absolute point there. About the snobbery part, because I never liked wine until I came to Spain, and then I've really grown fond of wine. And I know the years that I need to be looking for. I know the regions that I'm supposed to be looking for. And some of these wine, I'll be honest, with the majority of the time they're more expensive than an average bottle, but they're not ridiculously expensive. But when you taste them, my god, you can really taste the difference. Whiskey, I am a single malt person. I'm not a peaty person, whereas the real whiskey aficionados will say that, oh no, it has to be peaty, it has to be really smoky and peaty. Right. I much prefer the fruit and caramelly types. So snobbery, I think snobbery comes from a sales point of view most of the time. I really do. Oh crap, did I fly too close? It's this joystick, that's why. I wondered why. I'm flying around, the joystick's like, hey, let's do this. Right, okay, let's pause. I'm gonna unplug the joystick and I'm gonna put in some new batteries, unfortunately. No, yeah, I mean, you're right, you do find something that you like, but what you've got to understand is that some of us come to a point where we say we think we like something, so we're absolutely abject against anything else. And this is coming from somebody, like I said to you, I grew up on a council estate, but I have the most ridiculous palate. It's ridiculous to me. I can't stand it. I can't stand the fact that my palate's like, I don't like that. And I don't even look at the price. I'm like, my palate's just like, fuck off. That's too cheap. Feels like I've got a snob stuck in my mouth. And it's a part of my personality that I hate, because I'm like, if I just like cheap whiskey, my life would be so much easier. If I just like this and not the other, my life would be so much easier. But one of the things is, for example, and I'll give you a really good example of what you're saying, Kathina, is that I've always liked wines from Chile and Argentina. Like, I really like them. And somebody said to me, a wine aficionado said to me, oh, you like them from Chile and Argentina, you should try Burgundy. And I was like, hang on, Burgundy's, it's not in the mountains, it's not in the mountains, it's not as dry, it doesn't, it's not the same conditions, why would I like Burgundy? He just went, Yeah, but the flavours of Burgundy are very, very similar. You should really try it. It's a little bit more, well, it's a little bit more expensive, but it actually isn't. It's about £3 cheaper a bottle. Have I got the swing, or am I still flying around all over the place? I'm still flying around all over the place. I'm not going to get back to the bloody bubble, am I? Right, here's the escape vector. And anyway, to cut a long story short, I tried Burgundy and now it's one of my favourites.
Temperature critical.
So yeah, there is a certain point of finding what you like. You're absolutely right. I'm not gonna say you're not, but a leading hand sometimes will lead you to the promised land.
Frameshift drive charging.
And so I'm going to buy a bottle of Burgundy tomorrow. I'll let you know how it goes down on Christmas Day. Wow. It's one of those ones where Burgundy's always like, you don't feel like you're drinking wine, you feel like you're drinking... I don't know, it just... You finish the bottle and you're like, have I really finished that bottle? Christ, I'm gonna have to get some sleep soon, people. I'm gonna try and get back to Shinrata so I can see how much we get for this data. What was the whole deal with setting everything back to none? It feels like you should just go away and let the whole system work itself out.
Drive charging.
I just don't get FDev sometimes when they make these decisions. I really don't. It just doesn't make sense, some of it. Yeah, but they should have had a system that could take the current states and cross them over as the prime state. The prime state, couldn't they? And then the secondary state would work itself in. I get what you're saying. Because if... I don't know, doing a hard reset, it's not a good idea with a game that's people have been populating for 4 years. Yeah, I mean, Colombian... Hey, if you like Colombian coffee... If you like Colombian coffee, try Papua New Guinea. Or if you ever get the chance, it's probably never going to happen because it's hard to come by, but try Hawaiian coffee. But Papua New Guinea's, it's quite easy to get. So if you like Colombian, try Papua. Once you try Papua, you'll never go back. Seriously, you will not go back after Papua. Yeah, I know. It's common sense, man. Common sense. This is FDev. Why the fuck would you think would work with common sense? Look, I know, but it's 4 years of hard work by people, and even people who fuck up the background simulation, I don't agree with it, but they've done their work, they've paid their dues, let them have their thing. Like I said, I'm a democratic person, I can't, yeah, Papua New Guinea coffee, wow. It's good. It's got a kick. Hawaiian's much better. Hawaiian's like drinking a coffee with pineapple in it, literally. I don't know what it is. I love it. It's got this really intense fruit flavour, but it's incredibly bitter. So it's good. But Papua, I just like it for its intensity. It's very similar to Colombian coffee. I mean, I don't understand why Colombian coffee is so much better than Peruvian coffee and even Argentinian coffee or something, because they're pretty much in the same area. Some weather differences, but I can't see how Colombian coffee could be better. But Colombian's my go-to pretty much every day of the week, and then Papua New Guinea is my secondary one, and at the moment I'm actually drinking Honduran, and the Honduran one's pretty damn good. The Honduran one, I'm really surprised by how good it is, but it was pretty expensive. So I think it was $7.50 for a quarter kilo or something. Whereas I think Colombian's $4.10. This is in euros, not in pounds. Alright, we're gonna pull it back because we need to request permission. Don't need that yet, so slow down for all we've got all got. Could be. It actually could be. Well, there's that one that the cat shits out, which I'm gonna be honest with you, I've tasted it. It doesn't taste. It certainly doesn't taste the price. It's not a cat actually. It's a monkey that's related to cats. Well, it's not a monkey actually. It's a. I can't remember if it's like a monkey that's related to the cats or a bear that's related to cats. I can't remember now. I think it's a bear. Let's see how much we're going to get for this. Papping myself. 18 million. You know what? That's better than I expected. Let me just see what we've got. These are all scan systems for sure. Cripes, don't do that because I need to work out exactly what I've got. Okay, we have $1 million for the Centauri system. Okay, 6 million for that one. So definitely, when you scan somewhere, 19093. Just give us a second. 19093. Where's the search? 1909. I can't even find what it is. It's not Fujin. Where was it? Let me find it on here. HIP 19093. Let's see if I can do a search string. HIP 19093. Yes. Okay, 102. So we had. Okay, this is a really interesting one. So I did this on purpose tonight to test this. I did a system with 4. They were actually high metal content worlds, and I scanned them, and I got £7 million for 4 high metal content worlds scanning and mapping. Now, people are leaving them behind because people are thinking that I'll get the water worlds, the earth types, and I'm going to get paid more money. And you actually probably are. But anybody who's thinking of making money through mapping now, I would consider going for the high metal contents, because I think they're getting left behind, and that's where you're probably going to find some of your money. 700,000. Remember, I haven't scanned a ton of systems. That's the one, Kathina. Yeah, it's definitely not worth the money, but it's a cross, isn't it? It's a cat and something else, but I couldn't remember what the secondary animal is. So 80 million, an hour and 20 minutes, but I've been talking. I'm not doing things in the way that you would do it. So definitely think it's worth doing. And the high metal content was nobody seems to be mapping them. So the good thing about selling stuff in Universal Cartography is that I don't seem to get as many pop-ups as I used to. So that's good. Right, people who, if you want to join the 97th Squadron, there it is, the 97th Ineffectual Squadron. Sign up. I'll add you in, and if you want to be part of it, you can be part of it. Join up with the Discord. That's in the show notes down below, along with things like how you can make a tip or a donation to the stream, and find out information like the music that you're hearing in the background and stuff like that. You can find out all the information about that. So I'm gonna call it a night because I'm a little bit drunk, and it's 2 o'clock, and I've got to be up in a few hours to go to France. I'll let you know how it goes in France. If anybody wants to come on the Formula Rift trip on Monday, drop by in the Discord, say hello, and we'll organise who's going. Maybe try and put it in a couple of wings, and I will try and plot a roundabout route to how we're going to do it. Okay, so I will try and get all that done so everybody knows kind of where we are and what we're doing. So just before I sign off the stream, I just want to say to people, anybody, the Christmas period's coming up, and the Christmas period can be a really difficult time for some people for whatever reason it might be. You can notice I've got like lights up on the chair and stuff like that. Some people really embrace the Christmas season. Some people really either don't like it for whatever reason it might be. On Christmas Day, I'm going to be available to anybody. If anybody just doesn't feel happy or you don't feel comfortable in your own skin on Christmas Day, regardless of what it is, maybe it's family problems, other problems, I'm going to make myself available for some hours on Christmas Day. I won't be available for the whole day, but I will make myself available for anybody who wants to chat about any problems. And if anybody wants to talk to me for any reason, just send me a private message on Discord. I will never speak about it to anybody else. It'll be completely unspoken to anybody else who comes in the stream, or even my private life. But anybody who doesn't feel comfortable on Christmas Day or is not happy or anything like that, feel free to contact me, and I will take some time out on Christmas Day to speak to you, or even just over the Christmas period if you're not happy with how things have gone in your life. So apart from that, I'm gonna call it a night, and I'm gonna say good night because I've had a few, but nothing unusual for me. So Until the next time, which will probably be Monday, I will say 9-7, and join us on our trip to the Formidine Rift. I think that's where we're going. Is it? I'll let you know.